Most people don't lose money in real estate because they picked a bad deal. They lose money because they didn't know what to look for when it mattered. Tonight, we're doing something different. We're breaking down real deals and showing you how experienced investors decide yes or no without emotion, without hype or guessing. Sorry, guys. How you guys doing tonight?
Amazing.
Greatness, greatness, greatness. Happy hump day.
Hump
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
All right. So I know we're talking about deals tonight, and I sent you guys some questions, but I'm going to open up with what do you guys? And anyone can answer this, just to like an icebreaker. How many? Well, let me see. How many bad deals have you guys seen over the course of time? Like really bad deals, like large scale bad deals, like lost $80,000 or more.
Like,
Mm,
how many bad deals come across my desk in
Yeah,
general?
yeah.
Every day. Every time I open my emails, there's a bad deal sitting there. Every time I get a text message from somebody trying to sell, so it's a bad deal.
yep.
How many bad deals have I personally taken? I'll say I've taken one bad deal, and it wasn't a matter of the numbers didn't work. It was the circumstances, and I should have did my due diligence on the individual I was taking the deal with. So I personally had one bad deal.
So what about you, Brandy? How many bad deals have you taken, and how many have you seen come across your desk?
I guess I would have to figure out what would be a bad deal to me, but time. I don't really have a lot of time wasted. I've never lost money on a deal yet, and so prayerfully I learned from those experiences. But I'm in a deal right now that might be my first loss,
Oh man.
and I'm actually, yeah, so painful. Um, I don't know. I don't even know how to process the pain of it because I've never had it before.
Right at night.
Like, is this happening? Like, yeah. So a lot of things could have been different. I spent too much money on materials, paid too much for labor. Project took too long. The market softened drastically in the end of second, third quarter last year. And fourth quarter, it was like, who wants to sell anything in fourth quarter, right? So all the things that could go wrong went wrong, and I figured out how to get out of it. Now it's
Well,
just like a trophy, just just there. You know,
Yeah.
here's my house again, right over there.
Hey, you gotta hold it till it makes sense at this point.
Woo.
That's really my situation was I probably held too long. Um
Hmm.
but under the circumstances I did what I knew to do at the time.
Yep.
And again, it ended in litigation. So I'll tell you, by any time a real estate deal goes to litigation, only people that win is the lawyers. So that was
Period.
the gist of it.
Period. That's so true.
No, can't win.
well, the good thing about real estate is it's so many ways to make money. So you got it now. If just because you can't sell it right now, you can still do so many other things with whatever you purchase.
Absolutely.
Um,
Mhm.
so I'm pretty sure something will come across. God will look out for you.
No doubt. Yeah, nah. I mean, when you look at it overall, it's like you didn't lose. I mean, you're always up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it would take a lot of losses to to go against all the positives that happen in your lifetime in the over the years of investing in real estate and profiting from those investments.
Gotcha. So that's a good segue into my next question for you, Brandy.
Okay.
When a beginner looks at a deal, what's the first thing they usually get wrong?
When they just are looking at a deal, examining it,
Yep.
Time. I think people always assume that things don't take a long time. Like everything that you are measuring when it comes to doing a deal is all predicated on holding costs and how long things take to get done, how long things take to be delivered, right? And that all impacts the project time. And so, like, we've heard that saying where they say piss poor planning gets you piss poor results. And when you don't even know, I mean, you can't help but to have piss poor planning, right? Because you don't even, there's so much you don't know that comes in, that's involved with the project planning, that time kills most deals.
So, the way my mind thinks, I'm always thinking of like agility, business agility, project agility, life agility. Because when you go into anything with the unknowns and things changing on the fly, you have to be agile about your approach with things. What I mean by agile, you have to be able to pivot, but not turn around, just to keep going forward. So that's why I like to do quarterly planning. If it's a product, PI planning, call out dependencies, risk, timelines, things like that, because things can change. And the way that I work or I teach or I coach is 2-week iterations. So you got something that you want to deliver every 2 weeks, deliver this, deliver that. And then if you're going to run into any blocker or something that's going to stop you from going forward, you identify that early because you're working towards a goal in each 2 weeks. So it just made me think of that when you said it. So Stacy, let's go to you next.
Well, repeat that question again.
So when a beginner looks at a deal, what's the first thing they usually get wrong?
Budget. Budget. Ooh. That's time is probably one. It's a close tie between budget and time. Everybody underestimates what the next person values their skill at. So, nobody feels like the plumber should be charging as much as he charges. Nobody feels like the electrician should be charging as much as he's charging. And once you get those real numbers in and you start crunching them, you realize that you can do as much research as you want on material, because that's fairly common. You have access to that through Google and phone calls. But labor specifically is just, it varies. It doesn't vary drastically once you understand the process. You can kind of key in on it, but as a beginner, you just have no idea. Just that budget. So between budget and time, those are definitely the top two. And then financing, which goes hand in hand with budget. A lot of people don't really understand how real estate financing works. So that's a big hiccup. Up front, that's probably the biggest hiccup. Budget, time, finances, budget going together.
Yep.
So budget, time, finance. So how long does financing normally take when you are trying to acquire a property? Or does it just depend?
Man, that's a broad question. It could take, it depends on how you're going about it. If you're going the traditional routes, it takes a lot longer than if you're going more of the more commercial, non-conforming loans such as DSCR or private lending. So, the asset-based lending is a little bit more fluid than when you're going with the conventional, what's Fannie Mae back, going through your personal credit, all that good stuff, like buying a primary house. It's similar process versus DSCR, which is asset based and geared more towards investors. So if I had to give a timeline, I'll tell anybody, don't expect any financing to go through from start to finish within 30 days. It's going to always be more than 30 days.
What about you,
even though they advertise 2 weeks, don't believe them. They're lying.
2 weeks.
They're lying.
Because I haven't mastered the patience with going to closing. I usually average probably 18 days to get to closing for my deals. I'm only going to find the people that can close fast, like 14 days, between 14 and 20. That's kind of my spot. Now, DSCR, no, you're not going to do it that quickly. That's a month, period. Conventional, of course, you're going to have to go through all the red tape, blue tape, yellow tape, orange tape, they have extra tape now. I'm in the middle of a long thing now. They got a lot of tape going on. They asking crazy questions right now, for sure.
They want blood samples.
Yeah. Very interesting times that we're in. But yeah, I mean, I think hard money, private money lenders are giving loans they can do a loan in 15 days or 20 days. I think that speed is not on the side on speed. I should say speed is not best in the lending process for a beginner flipper. I think that they should take their time. I think they should get their inspection. They should get an appraisal. I think they should take their contractors to the property. And I'm coaching people, and this is why I'm saying that. I think that they should do all of the preliminary things to know as much about that property as possible before they sign the dotted line for that loan. Because when they know everything, especially the contractors, just getting prices and quotes, I think that's the biggest part, and it's helpful. But yeah.
So, and Brandi, I heard you say you haven't mastered patience yet when it comes to that. So that can that leads to my next question. How much do emotions and excitement impact bad deal decisions early on?
And I think we talked about this before. I think that emotions play a huge role especially when you don't know how to underwrite deals or analyze deals, right? Because you can make the deal make sense in your mind on paper, right? If we're just adding and subtracting numbers, you could just be like, oh, they said the houses, they only want to go down 100 to 100,000. And when I went there, I felt like it was probably going to cost me 80,000 to do the repairs. The house is only worth 250. It's like, that's not a deal. Dang. It's like, we all go down on the loan. No, we're not. I mean, not on the loan, but on the price. No, we can't go down on the price. It's like, how can I make this deal work? Like, this is the first deal I found in like 3 months. I need to make it work. Like, I got you're all in your emotions, right? Mm-hmm. You're turning something bad into something good. Because now you're going to be like, well, the only way I can make a profit is to reduce the budget. And that's not realistic. And so I think it just causes you to, I won't even say underestimate, because you estimate it appropriately. And then you are now trying to coerce the deal into being what it's not.
Have you guys ever thought about how much real estate and the stock market are related in the same? Mm-hmm. Because when you're speaking, I'm thinking of, because I haven't gotten into real estate fully yet. I'm working with Stacy, mm-hmm. but I have been in the stock market for about 5-6 years now, mm-hmm. And just it's so much that you learn. But while I'm hearing you guys speak, that emotional attachment to what you think is going to happen, and then it doesn't, and then you're trying to make it work anyway. It's like it's going to end bad.
Don't do it.
It's just funny that it's so closely related.
And I like that you said that, because that just kind of also plays into how we just are as human beings, right? And if we figure that part about ourselves out, then you can just kind of bypass some of those. You're like, oh, nope, I'm about to make an emotional decision because this makes no sense. Like, you have a checklist. Read all these questions and ask yourself, did you do any of these things? Because this is emotional.
It's the disciplines that you have to follow. You have to have a structure to follow it with everything. Mm-hmm. So Stacy, same question to you. How much do emotions and excitement impact a bad deal decisions early on?
Um, Essentially what she said, just reiterating, you start to rationalize the deal and you start to try to figure out how I can make the deal work. If the numbers aren't there, they're just not there. You can say I'll do this, and the market is going to, and you start to try to you start to try to forecast and try to
Mm-hmm.
romanticize things that can or could happen versus reality. Reality is this is what we're working with. These are the numbers today. The potential for the numbers to not get better is way more likely than for them to get better once you start going through the process. And we just, you kind of rationalize the negative into being something that is not, which is good. And it's never good when you have to rationalize numbers because the
Yeah.
numbers are the numbers, you
Yep.
know?
Yeah, and just trying to make something work, trying to force what do you say, a round peg or a round hole into a square peg. I forgot the saying, but
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense. It's never going to go through that way. It may go through somehow, but you're forcing it through and you're damaging whatever you're trying to put it through. So emotions can really hurt you in a lot of ways. And it's always data that's never going to lie. The data is never going to lie.
Yeah.
So in real estate and stocks and marketing and anything that we do, data is a truth teller. It's just like, okay, you can't lie about data. These are the facts. Now, whatever you felt, take that out.
Yeah.
This is logic.
Mm-hmm.
This is emotion. This is logic. So separate the two and make a decision off of that because you are still going to take a risk, but we're in the business of eliminating as many risks as possible before we get into what we're going to do.
I'll give you this too. On the bad deal that I made, it became um a personally invested deal where I just should have never personalized the business transaction with the individual, older gentleman, so I should have been able to just separate business from personal.
I did the same thing. My deal right now
Yes.
is the same situation.
Yes. Trying to quote unquote help someone who
It
came
always
across.
starts with the letter H. Always
Yeah.
the letter
Drop the
P.
P, add another L. That's what I had.
Every time it's got help in there somewhere. Trying to
Yeah.
help, trying to save somebody. It's just a terrible decision. Both
Yes.
of my transactions last year where I was doing that, helping.
Don't do it.
Hmm.
Yeah, I've
Now
learned.
you say no.
Yeah, I've learned just, if I don't care how much I personally like you or how much your story pulls at my heartstrings. If the numbers don't work, well, it just don't work. I can't, maybe somebody else can help you. I can help you by sending you to someone else who might can, but I can't.
Yep. Exactly.
I think I lost about 30 or 40 grand last year helping people.
Oh. Mm-hmm. I probably did too. I refuse to calculate that though. You're good.
Oh, it's in my head. Some things I just can't let go.
It's in my
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah.
Trying to help people, and you can't help. How should I say this without being an a-hole?
We
You
have to
can't.
work on ourselves.
Yeah, there you go. You have to want to help yourself.
Yeah.
And people giving you a sorrow story or just feel bad for me. What are you doing to get yourself out of this situation? If I see you working hard and I offer to help,
Yeah.
and you say no, I'm all right, then I can work with you. I'm not just going to give anything to anyone anymore.
No.
Because they hurt me in so many ways.
Mm-hmm.
Just believing in people that didn't believe in themselves. I know we talked about on our last live negativity.
Mm-hmm.
So even though I'm helping someone because I'm getting more than that person, they feel like they should do less when you really should be doing more because I am guiding you and I'm funding you as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a crutch. It's a crutch that has to be removed. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I mean, I made I've made major decisions about my ability to help and how it also is like a hindrance to my personality um, and my way to move forward in life, because it's like there's some ways you can help people that actually benefit you, right? Like there are family members that you can help, and because you helping them actually costs you less. And then there's some people that need to go figure it out. They need to go and figure it out like everyone else is doing in the world.
And I know we have other questions, but this is a very good topic. And maybe it just it hit me deep.
Domonique said, wait, we gotta stay right here. This
No, because sometimes, especially like when you are growing in your faith.
Yep. Oh man.
It's a struggle to be like, okay, am I supposed to help this person?
People will false shame you and false guilt you.
Yeah.
Based on religious beliefs. They'll false shame you and false guilt you. And it's not even biblical.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So before I get into some more of this, I'm gonna go to the next question.
Hey, that's all I was saying.
I'd have a Bible lesson.
So if a beginner could only focus on one number when analyzing a deal, what should it be? Want to flip a coin for who goes first?
I'll go first because my answer, I don't feel like it's going to sway. I don't think you can focus on one number. It's the key number is the ARV. So the after repair value, that's the major number, but you have to know the other numbers to get to that number. But I don't feel like I just don't feel like there's one number that you can focus on.
Yep.
And you said an ARV?
Mm-hmm. After repair value.
Okay. Taking my notes too, guys. So.
I know, right? I just did that today. I said GC. My student was like, "What's a GC?" Got it. It's okay. General concept. Like teaching with short form. I'm like, you got to say the words all the way out, Brandi.
Yeah, it's just like Navy lingo and Army lingo are totally different.
Way different.
Like what I say, if I'm talking to Stacy and I'm saying something because I'm talking to one of my sailor friends, he was in the Army, so he might be like, "What are you talking about?" Oh, my bad. We're under the same umbrella, but we use different words for everything.
Yeah.
Okay, so Dom, you're Army and Stacy.
No, he's Army.
I'm Army.
Oh, you're Army.
I'm Navy.
You Navy. Okay, you said you're Navy friend, so I didn't know if you were saying you were different.
No, Stacy is my Army friend. Well, he's my friend from before military, but he went to the Army. I went to the Navy.
Okay.
And it's just different. Like everything we do. Like I think you guys call it a defect.
Defect.
We call it a galley.
Oh yeah. Okay. Is this where where you go?
Where we eat at?
I thought it was eat. I think this is where you eat.
I never knew y'all called it galley.
Yeah, galley. Bathroom.
What y'all call it? Latrines.
You mean the bathroom, right?
Yeah, bathroom. What y'all call it?
The head.
Latrine.
Just normal out here being a regular citizen, calling it the bathroom. Living normal citizen life out here, calling it a bathroom.
All right. So, Brandi, do you have a number that you want to tell everyone to focus on, or are you just like Stacy? It's not one number that you need to focus
on. Yeah, no. The ARV is the most important. The ARV is the most important, and I don't think there's another number. I mean, I think price is important. What you buy it for is also huge. Sometimes people can see like they're going to make a lot of money, and they think that what they're buying it for makes sense. Still, it's like, oh, I'll make $80,000, so I can pay this amount. It's like, but that value it's not, the house is not worth what they're trying to sell it for. So price is also crucial, right? Like what is the value of the asset at that very moment, not where it's going to be solely in the future. But right now, you also are buying something that needs to have the current value. Because lenders will give you the money regardless, because they're like, it's going to make 80. Okay, we're good. And then you'll overpay for an asset.
So I'm thinking interest rates, and I don't know why it just popped in my head. Maybe because they're lower or coming down. Is it a good time? Because the way I look at it, if interest rates are high, then people stay away. But if interest rates are coming down, but the houses price is going up, don't it? It to me, and this is just from someone that's not in real estate, kind of like a seesaw effect, like it's balancing. So why do people say I'm gonna wait till the the interest rates come down before I buy, or I'm gonna wait till that discussion instead of just buying and then doing what you're gonna do?
People like to buy. People like to spend more money than they have, right? So the interest rates matter when you're going to buy at your cap. And the American way is to get the most you can get with free money, right? And so if it's 5%, jump up to 6.5%. Well, you were going to buy this like 2,700 square foot house for $500 and something thousand. Well, now that 500,000 just went up to a higher price, but your monthly payment is higher.
Okay.
Like, your monthly payment has now went outside of your ability to lend.
Makes sense. Okay.
And then they're like, now they got to go back down. And that's an emotional shift that people can't do. Like once they're up, now you got to go back to your client and say, oh no, now you got to come down. Oh, you're toast.
Yeah.
What does Shaq say? Baked chicken, or what is baked chicken? All right, so let's go to the next question. I don't want to run out of time. I have a lot of good stuff I want to cover tonight. So, what's a simple system or checklist you wish every new investor used before saying yes? Coach, you want to go first?
Before they said yes to a deal.
Yes.
Well, I actually offer a underwriting calculator. And so all my students, the number one thing, there are two things they need to check. They need to make sure that, like we said before, price you're buying it for, the ARV, and the cost of the rehabs. Once they put this in my calculator, it's going to tell them if it's a good deal or not. It's literally going to say, you should do this deal or you should not do this deal. Right? And they can see the numbers shifting. So it's not like a calculator where it's like you don't understand, you don't know what's happening. You can alter your price, you can alter your ARV, you can alter things to still make the numbers change. But I mean, I think we pretty much said it. Like you need to know how to underwrite a deal accurately, buy it for the right price, know what the end price is going to be. And I tell people, let's say a neighborhood is 450. Put 400. Like put 415. Right? Do worst case scenario. Right? Because if the market shifts, which we cannot control, you still have $25,000 of room to negotiate with a buyer for a price decrease.
GMs.
Yep. That's huge. I just did that today with a client for a foreclosure. I said, yeah, we could do 500 in this neighborhood, but what if we did 390? What if we did 410?
Cutthroat.
What if we did 450? He did 390 and he was still making $75,000. He was like, that's crazy. I was like, that's because the price is right.
Like that.
I was like, now when you win, you blew it out of the water. Because you were going to make 70, now you made $150,000. Now you're ecstatic about your achievement, right? Versus you being so tight that it's like, I don't know if I'll make any money from this deal, you know? It's terrible. I've seen the emotions of students all over, across the board.
All right. So, Stacy, do you have a checklist that you go by?
Yes, I run the calculations, or acquisition costs plus repairs and ARV. So I run that, and then of course I go through my different exit strategies, which one could or would
Mhm.
make the most sense. Generally, if it makes sense as a buy and hold, which is my primary go-to, then that's a different checklist compared to something I'm gonna try to move in a different mannerism. But the key is just understanding where the market is, because at any given time, you can run all the numbers you want. If the market shifts and you didn't plan for the market to shift, your numbers are wrong. Your numbers are just wrong. So, yes, I do have a checklist, and I go through it. One of the biggest things for me is just touching bases with my subcontractors, just calling in the subject matter experts if I
Yeah.
have any kind of questions.
Yep.
So
And I think building, and well, you mostly buy and hold, but you build too, don't you, Stace?
that's right.
So I think when you get into the building space, there's so many professionals, right? That you have to use for licensing purposes. You just have, there's so many more resources, right? I think for flipping students, like they don't want to see a permit. Wow. It's like your cost is now just double, tripled sometimes. And then the time also has tripled. But you have to do it. My students have projects with permits right now. Um, I think just the access to having professionals, not just subcontractors that just do it because they just happen to learn how to do it from their cousin, or their dad 10 years ago, their dad's neighbor, just they're good at it. It's no fault, but they're just not professional licensed contractors.
Yeah. And for me, that's an accountability piece when it comes to the license aspect. Like I learned early on, no accountability, no expectations.
Yep.
So I'm heavy on the accountability when I work with my subcontractors, because at the end of the day, if I'm gonna give you some money, I expect what I expect,
And that's
and
not,
I
I mean,
want it.
period.
All right, guys. So I'm gonna transition the camera to another because I want to see how to. There we go. I think this is better.
Yeah. Stace can turn his camera too.
That
He
way.
got his camera on straight up instead of like
Yeah.
landscape.
Like
How,
that.
No, like landscape.
horizontal.
Like that. Up, down. What
You can you can keep it like
We'll
that
show
for
you
now.
later.
Yeah.
We'll play with it later. I told y'all, I only do live with y'all. I'll be on here.
I don't do this.
Don't do
All
this.
right.
I'm outside.
So now let's go into long-term investing and developing. Focused.
Yes.
All right. So Stacy, you've seen deals that look good on paper but fail long term. Why does that happen?
um, Patience, and again, it's not forecasting. I take from my experience. I can't really speak for anybody else, but for me, is not forecasting the unknowns. So you can't predict, but you can give yourself a range of interest rates will go up. When they
Mhm.
go up, now what? So I think it's just expecting a static market, static conditions, when that's just not reality. Conditions change from week to week, day to day. So it's just not forecasting and understanding that when and if those things shift or change, you have to be ready to shift and change your strategy. So
So what about you, Brandi? What have you seen?
Um, Same. I don't know if I don't know. I mean, I told you my current situation. So I think, I think the market shift is the biggest one. Like it's so unpredictable. Like, and I've been doing this for 5 years, and I knew the softening of the market would happen last year, but what does it look like on price? What does it look like on numbers? Like you just swimming in it as it comes.
Yeah.
Yep. So I agree.
All right, so let's go to the next question. How do you personally decide when to walk away from a deal, even if it looks profitable?
Well, based on the one bad deal, like if I'm dealing with a questionable seller, like that's a deal breaker for me. If I see any red flags of you're not gonna something shady, or you're not giving me the full picture, then I'm gonna run, because it costs if you don't get the full picture up front about who you're dealing with.
Yeah.
So you gotta know who you're dealing with.
Especially like family men, like people that have multiple people connected to the property, like siblings and cousins, and I've had deals where there was like 20 people that had to sign, and then some people didn't want anything to do with it, so 10 people had to waive their rights. You got to go to all these different houses, and so with that type of circumstance, you never know. Like somebody may say they want to waive their rights, and then you get there, they don't, and then later another family member was like, oh no, I got her to do it and she signed, and
Right.
People do some shady stuff to get property sold. And so definitely integrity is key when it comes to dealing with a seller. Termite damage, wow. Let's run away from termite damage. I mean, I'm not talking about small and spotty termite damage. I'm talking about like he tells you there's a lot of termite damage, or you see a lot of wood cracking. I went into a house in the cabinets. They had started eating the cabinets in the kitchen.
That house gone.
Nope, it's done. That's an extra. You're building a new house. You might as well tear it down.
Yeah, because termites start at the ground. By the time they make it to the cabinets, that's a problem.
Cabinets. I said they're in the cabinet. This is crazy.
I've never seen a termite.
Lucky you. I have.
I don't know if I've seen it. I've seen what they've been able to do, but I don't know if I've actually seen the termite in there.
I have. I redid a house one time that had termite damage. Granted, the price that I paid for it, that was what it was. But you're rebuilding a house. You have a foundation at best. You may have some components, but from the seal plate up, you're probably replacing everything. So,
what are termites even good for? Like, why are they here now? Why are termites here? What do they do productive?
I mean, they like to eat the wood that has water, so that's not good either. I mean, they would tear down a whole healthy forest. I couldn't even tell you what they're doing. Like, at least if they were eating the dead trees, that would be one thing, but they don't even want dead trees. They want things that are alive.
Right.
Like mosquitoes. So what? Okay, let's get into investor talk. So what separates investors who have one good year from those who build for decades?
Ooh.
A lot of money. I will say it's a patience. It's a patience thing. I think investors who have years or decades of experience, they've seen a few market cycles, so they've seen the good and the bad, and they're willing to wait. Let me backtrack. They're willing to stand fast on the process and keep going. Like the older investors that I talk to that are my mentors, they'll tell you, like, hey, buy. If your numbers make sense now, 10 years from now, you're gonna be happy that you bought and held that. So it's really just understanding the market cycles, and they establish or they develop patience with the market cycles and systems. They have systems, they have properties in place that can offset what may seem to a novice or a new investor as a not so great deal, but to them, they understand things such as the path of progression in a particular neighborhood where, today this is the hood, tomorrow it's gentrified. So they're able to forecast things like that. And then the big one is connections. Like the amount of connections that the older, more mature developers and investors have, like those connections alone gets them some great deals.
Yep.
So
yeah, I think patience is definitely a big one for an investor for over a long time, and I think their vision has shifted. Right, like what they see for the future has had a great shift, because after year 1, year 2, there's a significant life change in how you move when you make decisions for deals, and what you thought you were going towards and then what you actually are going towards now. And so I think vision changes a lot. Networking is definitely one of them. Everyone knows what you do now.
Yep.
And that is, I mean, I literally I got an investment property in Philadelphia just because someone knows me. They know I don't even live in Philadelphia. They were like, I got this house in Philly. That's it. Now I have a student in Philly that I can help with a house, and he's a real estate agent. So all around it helps him in totality. And I know somebody in Philly. That's a whole nother networking thing just from time, right? Being in the business and the industry. The newbie though, a lot of times when you're new, you just want to figure out how to make money fast. You need that feeling of like, I did it, I made a lot of money. But the habits after you make your money, wow. That's what separates the decade from the 1 year.
Yeah.
When I get money, I hate spending it.
Yeah. You can see it.
Somebody called me today about something. I was like, okay, I'll talk to you on Friday. You know what I'm saying? Friday, I spend my money. If it's not food, I'm not buying it.
It's a funny story how I got into stocks myself. So my friends in the Navy, this is when the markets were going crazy, like
20,
like taking off.
19, like, yeah.
And I was deployed, so when I came back, they were like, "Oh yeah, get into the stocks and this and that." And even on deployment, some of my friends were like, "Yeah, I'm trading." Me myself, I ain't have no time to trade or look at charts or any of that because I was working like 16, 17 hours every day.
Yeah.
And so when I came home, my friends were talking about it, and I think this is when everybody was rushing into just buying, and then like in option trading, you buy a call, just let it run. And people were making like 3,000, 4,000, like just putting a whole bunch of money in, but they didn't really know what they were doing. So when that market turned and you really had to analyze charts, everybody like, "Oh, I'm not trading anymore. I'm done. I just lost $7,000."
Gotta keep playing the game.
Gotta stay in there.
Gotta play
me myself, I stayed with learning, and people say this is like the hardest market I could say is getting better to trade in, but I've learned so much just because I stayed in the seat. And I think that's what you guys are saying. The beginners that hit it once and then they're like, "Oh, I'm doing it," and then they don't get another deal, is maybe because they came by that deal, maybe by, I'm not going to say luck, but it was just a good hand that was dealt. But when you get into bad deals and you have to really figure out how to move in real estate, now you don't want to do it anymore because that one deal has set you up for like something that won't happen again for a while.
Yep.
Maybe your next 3 deals, or like you can't step out of the seat when you want to see improvement. And that's what I always preach. I coach continuously improving and learning from your mistakes.
Yeah.
Because maybe you didn't make a mistake the first time, but the next time when you do make a mistake, you can't let that go to your heart. Yeah. My father-in-law said this a couple weeks ago. He said, "Don't let a win go to your head and don't let a loss go to your heart." I said, "You know what? I'm gonna say that."
But also repetition produces mastery, right? Yes. And that's what it is. Repetition produces mastery, right? You have to just do the right things over and over again until it's subconscious, right? The person that's been doing it for a decade, they don't even think about doing the deal the same anymore. Like the things that the risk that they're trying to eliminate are totally different risk that someone that's starting is trying to eliminate. Some things are no-brainers. I know me and Stacy could probably analyze a deal right now, and 50% of them are probably 50% of what we do is going to be the same. It might be more. It might be 80% of what we're going to do is the same, right? And then there's 20% that we have specifications. Like I like to see these things, and he likes to see other things, right? To determine if we should move forward. And that's just time in, right? But a new person, one new person versus another new person,
bunch of
that's
emotions,
all over the place.
bunch of emotions, and I thought
Exactly. Yep. And not really knowing, like, right? I love Myron Golden. He teaches a ton of amazing things, but he teaches really about, learning is not listening and learning is not watching, right? Learning is not just to know, right?
Mm-hmm.
You need repetition to become a master at something, and it produces understanding. Like understanding is what people don't want to get. They don't want to understand. They just like, give me the 1, 2, 3 steps, and I'm just going to do the 1, 2, 3 steps. But do you understand why this is going to give you that result?
that's right.
And perception plays a big part in that too. And I'm gonna tell you why I say this. The way you digest something, the way Stacy does, the way I do, it's all different because we were not made the same. So some things I may catch on quicker, and some things I may not catch on quicker. Mm-hmm. Some mistakes that you made, I may not make those mistakes.
Yep.
Mistakes that, like that's the way that life works. And once people understand, like you were created one of one.
Mm-hmm.
People may look like you, people may talk like you, but you yourself was made one of one, and you were put here to do something, and it may be in the realm of what other people are doing, but you yourself were put here for a purpose that you have to fulfill before you leave this earth. And once people realize that, a lot of things will become easier because you don't run away from the challenge, you welcome it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's right. That's right.
So true.
So let me get into it before I start preaching.
You're on the way. Take your time tonight. I don't know. It might be Bible.
So when the market slows or deals dry up, what systems keep you consistent, Stacy? And then we'll go to you, Brandi.
It's networking. It's getting out there and shaking hands with the people who's been doing it for decades. A lot of times, the good deals, they never touch Zillow, the MLS, a realtor. Those best deals are going to come when you go sit down at the coffee table with somebody who has 40 houses, and he's like, you know what? I have one that I'm just it doesn't fit my portfolio anymore. I'll give you a good deal on it. Or they know somebody who knows somebody who has a house that's sitting, and they can throw you those deals. So the key is the network, like networking. My best deals have came from networking. Like I smile when I think about my good deals that literally came from a phone call. Hey, are you buying right now? What you got? X, Y, and Z. 20% of ARV. Send it over, bro. Send it over. I want it. So it's networking. Like when things slow down, it's beating the bush, and you have to have a good reputation to be able to do that. Like people have to have faith in you and trust who you are as an individual to make those phone calls to you or to throw you those lifelines when things get slow. So that's my go-to. I'm making phone calls all day.
Absolutely. And you got to be dependable.
Yep.
Right? Like they're calling you and then it falls through. They call you and right? They're not going to call you anymore. Yeah.
Nope.
They're not closing deals.
Or this right here, as an investor, when I get a phone call, it doesn't fit me. Not necessarily because it's not a good deal, but I don't have the cash. I'm not liquid enough to take on a deal. Yeah. I'll call one of my guys or one of my vice versa and say, hey, look, man, just off GP, this is a great deal. If I were you, if I had the money, I would take it.
Yep.
So that's clutch.
Absolutely. And why not pay it forward?
Yeah.
And, my wife and I, we were talking about selling our house, and She was like, you know, who you gonna talk to? I said, I'm calling Stacy. I'm not calling nobody else. I trust what Stacy has to say. I don't care what the other person said. I'm going to ask him even after I talk to the other person because I need to know if he is lying to me or not. I'm like, Stacy, you know, like he said this. Like, don't worry about that. I was like, okay, he out the door.
That's good.
But that network,
you
need that network.
It's important.
Yes.
When deals dry up, what do I do?
Mm-hmm.
I've always been a person that I like to find the deals in a way that people aren't willing to do it. Because that's usually the deals that no one knows about. Because, and I would tell you, but then I would give you all my secrets. But there are ways that are more time consuming. But boy, are they good deals.
I ain't gonna spill your secret, but I know one.
No, do it. You know what I'm talking about.
I know one.
Yeah. And people just aren't willing to go through it. And honestly, the sad part about it is, even if you told them when they started experiencing the friction of that method, they will give up. They will literally be like, this is just too much. It's too hard. Because it's just that mind. They can't overcome. Because they don't know, like, no. Yes. But that
numbers
yes
game.
is like $100,000.
Yeah, it's a numbers game.
And it's like, okay, I did one yes and I got a yes in 2 months. And then I made $100,000 for the quarter on that one transaction. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Brandi, I know you probably heard Myron say this. He said, go out and get 10 no's, like when you're selling.
Yep.
You know how hard it is to get 10 no's?
It's really easy. Just ask 10 people. That's 10 no's.
Yeah, I bet you get one yes out of that. Those 10 no's.
Yeah. He was like, you probably are going to get a yes before you get 10 no's. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if you think about it from a ratio perspective, I'm a numbers guy myself, like data. So let's say you reach out to 100 people. 10 of those people are going to say yes to what, if you're not just reach out to random people. I'm not saying just go out and just ask random people for whatever to sell something to. But if you have a specific target client that you're asking 100 of those targets, you're going to get at least 10.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, they're not getting, if you go 0 for 100, that means whatever you're selling is nobody buying. So just change what you're selling.
You get 20 no's. People like, I'm at 20. You need to just throw it away.
Get out of here.
I'm about to have one of them conversations with my sales guy on Friday because he better get some yeses before this weekend is over. Some yeses. I need. What do you have to bring to the table? I brought all mine. He about to be the guy that's getting the 20 no's.
All right, so let's get, because we got about 5 minutes left. I want to stay in this time box. I do have something I want to talk to you guys about offline before I have to go get the kids. So what's a question every investor should ask themselves before committing money? I'm saying committing money. So if it's an investor, I'm gonna ask a question again because I'm getting kind of sleepy here. So what's a question every investor should ask themselves before committing money?
To a deal or to a coach or to anything?
To a deal. To a deal.
I mean, investing is like, are you willing to lose the money?
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Right. It's investing one-on-one. Can you lose the money?
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Lose the money. Right. And and to go even further, right? When you hire a coach, because we're not inexpensive, right? It's expensive to hire a coach, even for any of us. Anybody looking to go to another level, and somebody offers their time to teach you something they don't have to teach you because they could make more money doing what they're teaching you to do if they stay focused just on that one thing. You just need to ask yourself, Are you willing to do whatever it takes? Because it's going to be you fighting against yourself the whole time. If you never knew anything about yourself, when you get a coach, you're going to know a lot about yourself. Because every time you run into yourself, they're going to remind you, this is not what we do here. We've elevated. Like, you have the knowledge now to be here, and you want to keep coming back to this. What's here? Like, what are you committed to down here that you can't let go of? And I can tell, like, just little things. I ask interesting things. Like, I try to see, are there food addictions? What do they want to do? Like, what are their aspirations? Why do they want the money? What are they trying to do? And people will give you really, really cool answers. But the more you ask those questions, you start to see the weakness of their humanity, because you have to know that as a coach, because that's what you're literally a coach for that reason. I'm not even really here to teach them how to flip houses, because they got YouTube for that. Literally, YouTube has everything you need to know about flipping houses. So it's never been about learning it. It's literally been about them having someone that they trusted to push them past their delayed identity. Just being a person of delay. That's it. Now, I don't tell them that early on.
I'll tell them that right away. I just
Right
wait.
away, no, because it's a lot. You're like, wait a minute, what are you gonna do to me? But it happens over time, right? Just subconsciously it happens. And they feel better about it. But even when we finish one flip, they're not done, right? There's still more work to do, because it's about repetition.
Yeah. Stacy.
Let's run that question back one more time.
Okay. So
it's okay, Stacy. I had to, I had to play
So what's a question every investor should ask themselves before committing money? And we're talking about to a deal.
To a deal. Okay. Other than am I willing to lose, or can I lose this money? Because it's speculation. I don't care what market you're talking about. Like, we have no control over every aspect of the real estate market, the stock market, hell, the fish market, car market, none of that. We have no control over all of that. So it's speculation that things will go our way. The next question is your why. I think if your why isn't strong enough, then you'll fold before you get to the end. Like, I see so many people, I see a lot of deals come across my emails that are halfway done, and it's because somebody went into it with the wrong why. If your why is because you saw it on TV, somebody who said it was good money, then you're not going to follow through. You have to really want to do it, because it's not easy. And the money, it can be good, but at the same time, it's not easy and it's not fast. So that's when you have to dig deep and understand your why. So like, the one question is why? Why am I doing this?
Absolutely.
The why. Gotcha.
Yeah, why am I doing this? Because if it's not strong why, man, I'm telling you, I've
here.
Been there, I've been there early in the game where it was like, I could just go to work. I go, I was IT. I go sit behind my computer and just don't do this shit. 10 years ago, I don't need this. I just go sit behind my computer and I'll be all right. But, once you dig deper and you understand that my why is buying back some of my time to make it available for other things, other people. Once you dig deep into that why, you can get over those humps. But number one is, she took the cake with that. Or can I lose this money? Because you can lose a lot fast, and if you're not in a position to lose a lot fast, it can be detrimental to your mental.
Yep.
Yeah, and something else resonated in me when Brandi was speaking, as well as you, Stacy, is that why. And even with coaching others, Brandi, you said it spot on. Like, you're not here just to show them how to flip houses. Like, you're here to coach them through so many other things and get them over the hump.
Yep.
And that mindset shift, if you have a good coach, it can get you over so many other hurdles and problems that you have, not just in the business or whatever you're trying to do or trying to obtain from that coach.
Yeah.
But that mindset shift will make everything clearer.
Absolutely.
And what I tell people on calls when I'm trying to coach or like when they're inquiring about coaching, they think that some of them, I'm not gonna say everyone, some people think that my price is high, right? But when I tell them what companies pay me,
Yes.
then they're like, oh. So it's high to you because you don't want it enough.
Right.
Mm-hmm. No, you don't know why you need it.
Right.
You don't understand why you need it. And that's it. Like, you're not high and they just don't understand. And that's our job, right? Figuring that out. That message across so that they can understand. Because honestly, if money wasn't a thing, we would do it for free. If we were rich, if I was a billionaire, I would be elated to just teach people for free. I wouldn't even charge. Why would I charge? It would just be a joy. I would set a schedule and I would just show people every day for free.
That's right.
You're just trying to make a living. You have to actually live to offer yourself as an availability to others to help them.
Absolutely. And I'm going to play devil's advocate here because if you are a billionaire and you are teaching people for free hurts people.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm gonna explain further. When someone is getting something for free, they don't value it because what do most people value? They value money.
Yeah.
So once you pay for something, then you're showing with this transaction, I value what you're giving me.
Absolutely.
And if you think about it, even in marriage, when we buy that ring, I'm paying a lot of money for this ring, and I'm putting it on your finger.
You're mine.
You're mine. Yeah, I want to. It's up there.
It's mine. At least the ring is mine, so don't ask me. No, it's not. Exactly. You're mine. You're like, the ring and the finger belongs to me now.
All right, so I'm gonna wrap up. I love having conversations with you guys.
Absolutely.
And so if you want priority questions, deeper breakdowns, and access to replays after these lives go private, join the Skool community. They'll all be there, and you'll have access. You could ping Brandi if you want to join her program. You could also ping Stacy if you have a project that you need help on. If you're an investor that needs a contractor or his services, please join the Skool community as well. And until next week, peace.
Peace.
Happy hump day.